Welcome into the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. From Big Spring to Amarillo, Burke Burnett to Midland, Carthage to Lamesa, Stanton to Mineola, and many points in between. We celebrate the remarkable achievements of female high school athletes based on performances on and off the field and courts. From Class 6A to private schools, it's the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Joining me now, all the way from Beast, Texas, the one and only record-breaking Keke Murphy of West Rusk, the Class 3A Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Well, Keke, a big congratulations. You do it all, and you do it all very, very well. What did you think when you heard that you won this prestigious honor?
I was very excited. I was very honored to have this award.
Well, a big congratulations on that. What a story you are. A four-sport letterman. All the coaches always talk about how they want to have the ball, the baton, the bat in your hands when the game is on the line. What is it about the big stage and the brightest of lights that you thrive in?
When I'm up on the stage, I just try to be in my own zone and try to think, we have to do this, I have to do this, and be in my own zone.
And when you get into that zone, do you know that you're going to perform? Because, there's a lot of kids that shy away from those moments. You actually go to them.
Yes, sir.
It's very, very impressive. How do you balance all these sports and do all of them so well? Because I just think about all the practices. I mean, you practice two sports today. You were working on something in the morning and you're great in the classroom. And then you did softball practice late this evening before this interview. How do you balance all the sports?
My coaches help me. In the mornings, I go to morning workouts for track. Then during athletics, I go do my run for track. And then after school, I go to softball practice.
Well, it's incredible to think about what you've been able to do the past 2 seasons. You have been all district in 3 different sports: basketball, volleyball, softball, plus you went to the regionals every single year in track and field. What is your favorite sport and why?
I have to say track, because running, it's more natural to me, and I just love running.
Do you find that track and field helps you in all your other sports?
Yes, sir. Like in basketball, I feel a lot more faster out there on the court.
What a season you've had. You reached 500 points. They had a big celebration about that. You had 12 steals in one game, which matched an all-time school record that dated back a decade. And then you went out and you broke that and you had 15 steals in a game. Tell us about the art of the steal and how you use your speed to be so good at it.
A lot of the time I'm behind and people don't see me coming, and then I just come running past them and I already have the ball.
What is it about that moment that just changes a game? Because there's so much emotion when you're stopping the other team and then you're going the other way for an easy hoop.
It hypes me up, it hypes my team up, and when we're hyped, we're doing a lot better.
Is that the one stat you look at when you look at the stat sheet to see how you did?
Yes, sir. I look at that, and I also look at my teammates' stats so I can help them out also.
And that's something that you've really kind of grown into, right? Being a leader and leading everybody else. How are you able to be the it girl and then at the same time, help your other girls and be a good teammate?
Helping them out. Sometimes during basketball practice, I'm helping them with their shots, helping them with their dribbling, and doing what I can to help them.
Well, I think about that, kind of track speed that you take that's good enough to get to state and you put it on the basketball court. Do you ever go too fast on the basketball court? You just got to slow down a little bit?
Yes, sir. Like my layups, I had to work on that a lot because I'd bang it off the backboard, going too fast.
You get too close, right? You get underneath and you don't have any room.
Yes, sir.
Well, you were the defensive MVP in your district. How much pride do you take in being named something like that?
In defense, I felt defense is the most important thing in playing basketball, because if without defense, you don't have offense.
Well, one of your coaches, Caitlin Milby, nominated you for this honor. How much has she meant to you, and what have you learned from her?
Coach Moby, she's like a second mom to me. I go to her all the time for anything I need, and she helps me out a lot.
And what about head coach Tiara Alexander? I know she's just a fantastic coach, and she's been doing it in a short time there at West Rusk and leading you guys to the playoffs. How much have you enjoyed playing for her?
I've loved enjoying playing for her because she's helping me run also because we run a lot, and that's helping me with my track also. And I'm still getting to know her since she's new this year, but I love being our coach.
Yeah, you think about Tiara, and she's got a world famous brother from your town in West Rusk. He's a three-time Raider, if you think about it. He was at Texas Tech for the Red Raiders, was drafted in the first round of the NFL with the Las Vegas Raiders, and then, of course, was a West Rusk Raider. He's a friend of your family and a guy that's been to a few of your games. What's it like being around Raider royalty?
I try not to put too much pressure on him because he's good and big, and try not to make him nervous or anything. Try not to draw a lot of attention.
When you look at a guy like him and all the attention that he gets, and by the way, he enjoys it. We know that a little bit too, right?
Yes.
But when you see someone like that coming from your little town and getting to the highest stage in the NFL, does it encourage you to do the same in your sports?
Yes, sir. It makes him a leader, and I look up to him hoping I can be at the highest level.
Well, your parents were athletes as well, and they were high school sweethearts. We actually have a picture of them back in their days at the prom. Your dad had tight hair back in those days. I know they love coming and watching you play all these different sports, and they've been so supportive. How about the sacrifices that they've made for you and your, fellow brother and sister being at all these games and taking you to all these games? What have they meant to you?
My parents mean a lot. My dad, he comes at every single game. My mom, she tries, but most of the time she makes all the games.
What's the best advice you've received from your dad?
I don't know. There's a lot.
As a point guard, he wants you to shoot more, right?
Yes, sir.
But you're just such a good teammate. You can't listen to him, right?
Yeah.
Well, your two older siblings played sports as well. Your sister could hoop a little bit, and your brother was a great football player, and he was part of a West Rusk team that made it all the way to the quarterfinals, just a couple of games from the state championship. What was it like growing up with them? Because I sense it was very competitive in your family.
My brother, I don't remember too much. I was really little, but I look up to him and hoping my team could go that far. Also, my sister, I remember a lot from her. I remember watching her play, me thinking I'm going to be just like her, and we kind of look alike. And also,
And in track and field, you were able to break one of her records. Do you remind her of that every day?
yes, I do. Like, we have it hanging up on our fridge.
So if you guys were both in your heyday at the same time, you would beat her, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you run the 200 in two different relays. You've been to the regionals every single year. Are you sensing something special this year in getting past the regionals and getting to state?
Yes, sir. I'm very hopeful that I'm going to get to state this year. I'm going to work really hard here in practice.
How much have you worked? I know you talk about working so hard about it, but what are you noticing that the speed is increasing even more? And are you sensing that just, by getting older and having more knowledge, that you know what you're in for to get to state and win gold?
Yes, sir. Just today, I felt like we were actually running, and I felt really good.
That's awesome. You run so fast and you jump so high, and yet you're the smallest kid on the court. And even in volleyball, they put you as an outside hitter because you get up in the air and have some serious air underneath you. How do you pull that off being so little? Do you have like pogo sticks in your legs? What's going on?
When I was little, I used to jump on a pogo stick, do jump ropes. I used to work out with my sister doing the box jumps, running around the track, doing softball also.
What do your teammates say when they see how high you get and spike the ball over girls that are a foot taller than you?
They're like, dang, how'd you get that high? And all this other stuff.
Well, your volleyball team celebrates like none other. There's so many handshakes and celebrations after points. I get exhausted seeing the videos of all that. How do you keep up with all those different handshakes and stuff that you're doing?
Um, at different times, we all have our different handshakes. Like me, I started so like I'd go running in and making like hand gestures and stuff for our celebrations.
Well, Kiki, you absolutely dominate in softball as well. They love to have you on the base pass because you're so fast. I mean, you can pretty much score from first on a single. How much do you enjoy softball?
Softball, I really love it. Running bases probably is the best thing because track, it helps me with track also. Um, I love softball, lovely ground balls.
Yeah, and you think about your school has been a softball powerhouse in recent years. You made it all the way to the quarterfinals. What was that experience like for you to go through? And you were kind of an underclassman at that time, and now you're one of the leaders of the team.
Um, Being a leader now and hoping we can get that far again now that we lost some of our power players. Um, I'm trying to step up. My friend Carly, she's stepping up, and we're hoping we can take us that far also.
Now, if you were to play one sport when you get to the next level in college, which one would it be?
Um, I'm hoping track because I love track.
What's the whole recruiting process been like for you?
I have lots of coaches texting me, but also with my practices and all this other stuff in class. I'm trying to help my dad, ask my dad for help for answering them back.
Well, I think when they see this interview, they're going to realize they need to sign you right now. And I'm talking major D1, and then you're going to go on and win that track state championship. You're such a leader everywhere on the fields, on the courts, and in the classroom. You're on the honor roll. How much is that something that you really focus on, and why is it so important to you to be a good student?
Because my teachers, I don't want to let them down. Um, Even if I'm going to get behind, I'm always asking for extra credit so I can get help or go ask for tutoring.
I don't know how you have time for all this stuff, but you're also a cheerleader. And there's nothing more special than Friday night high school football at your school. And you love being a part of it. What do you enjoy the most about those Friday nights?
Mainly watching our football boys go as far as they can in playoffs. I love being up in the air flying, watching our crowd cheer for our boys. I love it.
Well, you're so little, and I notice you end up on the top of the pyramid all the time. So you don't have any problems with heights, right?
No, sir.
Are you just fearless? Because, when they throw you, you get really high in the air.
Yeah. I have real good trust in my friends, and they trust me also.
People don't realize how much work goes into cheerleading, do they? What's cheerleading and getting prepared for that like? How much practice do you have to put into that?
I practice a lot, mainly at night, because all of my other practices. Like we have our tryouts coming up next week, so for my senior year, and I'm hoping to make it all 5 years from 7th grade to my senior year.
Well, I know your favorite role is being an aunt to your niece and nephew. They come to all your games. You're like a rock star to them. Tell me about that relationship and how much you enjoy it.
Ava and Carter, I love them so much. Carter, he's like my little baby. Ava, I take her anywhere she wants to go. Like I spoil her, and Carter.
Well, Kiki, so fun to celebrate your accomplishments, and a big congratulations on being the Class 3A Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month.
Thank you.
Your Greater Texas Ford Dealers is so proud to recognize the hard work, dedication, perseverance, and passion of so many Texas high school female athletes who inspire us all. Here's this month's winners. And don't forget, you can see their interviews at Greater TX Ford for Greater Texas Ford Dealers. From Class 1A to 6A, plus private schools, we celebrate them all. Thanks so much for watching the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. See you next time.